Sup, my dude? So cooking lesson 101 with your boy. Gonna be making a bacon, egg, and cheese toaster. I know it sounds simple, but if you're just an average 14-year-old teenage boy chilling at the crib all day long, you probably have no idea how to make that, and you probably don't know the ins and outs of making it the proper way. You might be able to make up a little jerry-rigged version of it, but being able to make a good bacon, egg, and cheese toaster takes a lot of time and practice. So I'm gonna go and show you guys what you gotta do. So first of all, oh my god, you gotta dig through all of your mama's and daddy's pans, and you gotta find the right one. So you get you a good old size pan like that, and it looks like I love how we don't have our pans cleaned, but that's okay. This is one of those non-stick pans. Pretty sure they could give me AIDS, so I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use this right here. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's just imagine that I had two of these, okay, and I was using it over here. Okay, let's just imagine that. Now, the whole trick to making a bacon, egg, and cheese toaster is you've got to make everything quickly. You know, it's got to all be made in a certain time. Or you'll finish your eggs before you finish the bacon, or you'll finish this before you finish that, and then something will be cold, you know, and then it won't be as good. So you want to try to make it all done at the same time. That is the #1 goal. So let's get this little toaster out of here. That's the next thing you're gonna need. Plug that puppy in, just like so. And this is probably one of the most filling breakfasts you could possibly... Breakfast, I don't even know if that's a word, but we're just making up words here, but I don't even know... I mean, it's got to be the most filling breakfast you can possibly eat. A lot of times when I eat one of these bacon, egg, and cheese toasters, I don't even feel like I need lunch. And it's really hard to find stuff like that. So, I mean, it's definitely really good for that. Okay, so let's start with the eggs. I did not even look to see if we had any eggs, but thank God. Oh my gosh. Okay, so your eggs, got those. I would probably go ahead and start with the bacon, because that's something that's just gonna kind of cook over there while you're doing everything else. So I would definitely start with the bacon. Oh my gosh. So, okay, so remember, just picture this being a pan about this size right here. So, it'll still work though. We'll only be able to cook like 2 pieces of bacon, but that's okay. It'll still work. I cannot get anything out of this bag. Alright, so you get your bacon out. Okay. Just like this. Get you a couple slabs of that good old bacon. Oh, she's a little frozen. Okay. Then you get your bacon. Okay. You place it down. Now, I know a lot of people like to use like oil and this, that, and another. Personally, I don't when it comes to bacon. I'm only going to be able to cook like 2 pieces in this little bitch, but that's okay. Alright, so you put your bacon back up. A lot of times you'll be able to get like 7 or 8 pieces if you put them in a bigger pan. So get that back in the fridge, and you probably want to wash your hands off at this point because you have raw pork on your hands and you don't want cross-contamination. So let me wash my hands off real quick. Okay, so now you got your bacon. It's going to be in something more like this, like I'm saying. You'll have like 7 or 8 pieces all around the pan, okay? And you just basically, I would turn it on like medium. That's pretty good heat. These are going to heat up super quick because they're in this little thing that's made for like peas, but that's okay. So you get your bacon going. All right, now it's time to get your eggs going. Okay. I would personally Oh God, this fridge is making a crap load of noise. I would get something. Oh, those are dirty. Well, here we go. I'd get something kind of like this little jigger right here, and you can just crack your eggs. See if I can do this one-handed. Do it with no hand. Crack your eggs like so. Get in there. There you go. Want to make sure you ain't got no shell in there. You can cook yourself like I would say probably like 3 or 4 eggs. If you got, you know, like 5 pieces of bacon, that'd probably match up pretty well with that. So we'll just go 3 for now, for time purposes. Get the top back on the eggs. Scoot your eggs over. Wash your hands off again. Okay, now you're pretty much done washing your hands. So now what you want to do, I'm going to have to set this thing down to show you guys this. Can I even show you guys this is the question. Oh my God, camera. Thank you. So you want to get it like this. So you want to get it like this, and you want to just spin it as fast as you possibly can. Okay? So you spin like that. And personally, I like to spin it for a while because I don't like any of those nasty looking, I don't know if you guys can even see down in this. Whoa, gonna be spilling this shit. I'm gonna burn the house down. But so you want to spin like that till you get all those little bills till it's like basically a pure just yellow egg form looking in there. You know, you don't have any of them weird looking blobs in it. Alright, I'm about to go quick. So now it starts going really quick with what you're doing, because pour that in, okay, turn that on. Now everything's going really quick, okay. So we got that going. There's an art to it because you got to do everything very quick. So you want to come over here, flip your bacon. Now this bacon's going to cook a lot faster because it's in this little thing. Usually I wouldn't have had to flip that quick. You know, it wouldn't have been that crucial. But now you want to get your bread out. Thank God we have bread. Oh my gosh. All right, get your bread out. I'm going to set the camera down for a second. Okay, so you get your 2 pieces of bread. Don't get the edge of that loaf. Nobody wants that shit. So you get your 2 pieces of bread. Pick the camera back up. So we're putting this GoPro to test, boy. So put both of these in there. Pop that bitch down. Okay, so wrap your bread back up. Yep, kind of like that. Just throw it in there just like that. Your mom will probably yell at you, but that's okay. Okay, so now we're back like this. So you want to get your plate out at this point. Okay, so my bacon is getting a little toasty because, like I was saying, it's cooking a little bit faster since it's in this little bitty. It's going to be a little burnt, but that's all right. That's okay. So you're probably going to flip your bacon like 3 or 4 times or whatever. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off just for purposes of not smoking the house out. But your bacon is not going to cook that quick on medium, okay? Your bacon is still, you probably maybe are just now flipping the bacon for the first time. You know what I'm saying? When you got like 5 pieces in there or whatever. So we're waiting on the bread. What you want to do is get your piece of cheese out at this point. Okay, so you come in here, get your 1 slab of cheese. Now there's a very critical, you want to get your spatula as well at this point. Get on your eggs. You don't want those to actually stick. See how it kind of tries to stick on you? You want to really push down and make sure you're getting all that off of there. Of course, I don't have a good spatula right now, but that's okay. We'll have to just make do with it. I'm just showing you guys the art of it, the technique of it. I'm going to have burnt bacon and everything else because I don't have the right pans right now, but I'm just showing you guys the process you got to go through, you know. Okay, so you're going to get your eggs kind of like this if you don't know how to make scrambled eggs. You know, you just scrape it all the way around. You're going to have something that looks something similar to this. Personally, I like to just kind of chop it, start chopping it like that to make sure you get it cooked all the way on every edge of the egg. Then you're just kind of tossing it like this. And you just don't want to burn the eggs. You know, you got to be really fast when you're cooking eggs. Like that bacon cooked probably 5 times as fast as bacon normally cooks, because I was cooking 2 pieces. They were right over the flame. Usually you're moving the bacon around, you know, you're kind of alternating. When you have it in a big pan like this, usually you're like, you got your 2 or 3 pieces of bacon that are right over the flame, then you move those over, bring the other pieces, it'll be like kind of on the outside of the pan like this, move those into the inner side, and then those will cook a little bit more. Then you kind of, you know, you got to alternate your bacon around. I really apologize for not being able to have the right pans to make the video, but not really my fault, but sorry about that. Just had to get this video made, dude. I'm putting in work. So yeah, toss your eggs around like that. Those are probably pretty close to being done. So now the bread is done. Let me set this camera down for a second. Okay, so now your bread's done. Put one piece down like this. This is a really crucial point right here. All right. You want to make sure and get your cheese on there first. Personally, come on, cheese, get out of the package. All right, so get your cheese down. Turn your burner off for your eggs right about this point. Probably flip them one more time here. Okay, so my bacon, you know, is going to be all kinds of jacked up like I was saying. Yeah, dude, that looks healthy. Everybody's going to be like, yeah, you can cook real good, Spence. Oh, man. I'm telling you guys, if I had the right pan, this would have been all good, but either way, if your bacon looks good, okay, and you didn't burn it and you cooked it on a normal pan, you'd bring it over, put it right on your cheese like that. I'm not actually going to even eat this. I was just showing it for video purposes here. I would have if the bacon would have been good, but, you know, bacon's not good. So you're going to put like 2, 3, 4 pieces down on the cheese, okay? And then you're going to put like, you know, if you had like 7 pieces, you'd put those other 2 pieces right on top of those 4 pieces. You want to make sure and get a good base going, though, so that it's good to put your eggs on, okay? And the reason why you want to put your bacon over the cheese is so that your cheese does not melt into your eggs. Some people may like that. Personally, I don't. I don't like my cheese to melt into my eggs, and then it's basically like just cheesy eggs. I like there to be kind of a gap in between the cheese and the egg, so that's why I put the bacon on top of the cheese. That's kind of, you know, the moral of that story and what I'm doing behind that. So you want to get your eggs out, put it over the bacon at this point, okay? And I'm doing all this with one hand. This is a fucking disaster, but that's okay. I'm getting my point across anyways. That's what's important. It's not going to look good at the end point, but I'm telling you, if you do this properly with the right pans and you're not having to hold a camera with one hand and talk to people, you'll have enough time to do this. But that's how critical the timing is of, like, you know, when I was telling you guys flip the bacon and then come over here, put your bread in the dill, doing all that, you got to do that at the perfect timing. So you get your eggs like that, okay? So then you put, personally, I just like to put a little bit of pepper on the eggs like this right here. No salt. I'm not a big salt dude. But so then you put your other piece on it just like that. And bon appetit, my dudes. So that's how you make a bacon, egg, and cheese toaster. Sorry about not having the right pans and shit. Hopefully I explained that properly on what you do with that. But I didn't really show the, you know, flipping the bacon and putting it in the middle. But you're getting the idea. You know, like when you get your bacon in the middle cooked on one side, then you're trying to flip that. And you're just trying to alternate all the pieces of bacon while flipping them at the same time. So you're getting everything cooked at an even ratio. And your eggs, you're just making sure the most important part is when you first pour them in there, you don't already have your burner burning, and you want to make sure and scrape it off the bottom before it gets too hard, before the eggs actually cook too much. Because if they cook too much, then they're going to have like this sizzled kind of look to it, and it's not gonna form properly. So you know, that's just a little tip right here. I can still eat a piece of this egg. There we go. Oh my gosh. But yeah, that's cooking with your boy, Spencer Turley. So, if you guys like this video, let me know in the comments. I will try to make some more. I could eat this bread. But, yeah. So, that's how you make a bacon, egg, and cheese toaster. Some people, you know, they may not even know how to make eggs or make bacon. Or, I mean, if nobody ever teaches you, you don't know how to do that shit. So, that's how you do it. Just don't burn your bacon. And if, you know, let's say you've got a bigger pan, you got like 7 pieces of bacon in there, and you feel like, oh man, my bacon's burning a little bit before I get everything else done, you can turn your bacon off, you know, and just let it sit there while you're getting everything else done. But you want to put your bacon down first on that cheese, you know. That's what you're trying to do, because then the bacon melts the cheese a little bit, but it doesn't melt it into the egg, you know. So anyways, I appreciate you guys watching all these videos. Later, dudes.